This ain't a Zen, it's a Roxy. YouTube gang. Back here, start of another video. We are here on Saturday. I'm drawing a blank. What is that? Day 51 of veg we are on. And right now, I just filled up a fresh thing of water in the bucket. Got it bubbling, of course. I did, while I was filling this up, throw some stuff in to bring the pH down, to kind of get it to mix throughout while I filled up the bucket. So I'm just checking it now to see what kind of range it's in, and hopefully I can come back in like half an hour and pH down it again, and it'll hopefully stabilize in that area wherever these decide to stop at. But we'll let that run for now here at the little station. Go ahead and check in on how the girls are doing. And here they are. This girl over here, this ice cold bag seat, is gargantuan. It's huge. But we're still just coming through daily. Taking branches, bending them down some, and kind of stretching them through each square. Not too much to it. I think it's best to have this initial trellis net at least around 75% filled up. I'm probably not going to get it there before I flip these into flower. I think we got maybe 5 more days before I was expecting the last day of veg. This girl over here is finally starting to look a little better with her recovering from the topping. I probably really topped her a little too late. I think I had started to wait because of finding the pollen sacs on plants and stuff. She should have been topped earlier. But yeah, as we come in here, you can see all these little tops coming in. I've started bending over some of these main branches, and as these tops continue to develop out over the next few days, and especially once they go into flower and stuff, we'll kind of start treating them like their own separate tops. But for now, they're kind of getting treated like one, and I'll just bend the main branch they're coming from. Same with these ones over here that we topped. Right now, I'm just bending down these main branches. They're not really getting held too much by the trellis, but with bending those down, it's going to give some help to some of these smaller ones down here to catch up, which will really need to catch up in order to really start to fill this half of the trellis net out. But pretty much that's all we've been doing. Other than that, it's business as usual, watering and whatnot. Right now we're watering every 2 days, and we are not just yet coming in and doing the bottom watering from here. If some comes throughout the bottom of the pot, we'll let it sit, of course, but we're not directly bottom watering yet. I figured I give these about a week post transplant, so they've got like 2 days before I'll start doing the bottom watering. If they hadn't have come out of 3-gallon pots and say they came out of a 1-gallon pot, I'd probably wait 2 weeks before I started bottom watering them, just to make sure the roots have really kind of filled it out somewhat. But since they came out of 3-gallon pots, these are just 5 gallons, so they already were over half the volume of these pots. I'm thinking a week will probably be good enough for them to be situated enough within this root zone to start hitting them from the bottoms, as well as the top watering. Other than that, you can kind of see these girls looking pretty decent. Kind of did a little bit of thickening up around these stems. When I come down and look in here, I can already see a lot of different cloning candidates, which we definitely want to get some off of her. I'll probably be coming in and doing that pretty soon. But other than that, not too much going on for us here. Day 51 of veg. Just LSTing and staying with it. You can see our temps and humidities. they're about in range. 45% is a little low. 48 right now is because I've had the 10 open. But the high 50s is probably around good for this point. Since we're about to flip to flower, we no longer need like 65s. We'll be looking for maybe 55 to 60 for these last week of flower and last week of veg, first couple weeks of flower. 55 to 60% humidity is what I'm gonna aim for. Temps can stay about right here. Once the buds start to come in, we're gonna wanna lower the temps down to help preserve terpenes and maybe push out some color. But yeah, we out for today. Yo, welcome back, gardeners, and we got another day here. We got down here fairly late. We're not gonna have too much to go over, but we are here on Monday, I believe day 53 of veg. Yeah, we have 3 days till Thursday, which will make the end of the week. That'll give us day 56. So today is day 53. So y'all see we over here at our watering station. We got some of these stickers stuck on here now. Or oh well, maybe y'all see this video first, maybe you won't. Have to think for a second. Whichever one comes out first. We did get some new seeds in, so you can see them here. I've already went over everything, so that video will be coming out at some point. I don't know exactly right now. I'm kind of waiting for them to pop out the ground. It's a germination video. Other than that, we've got some root hormone powder here. I've already took clones. I probably should have included it in this main week-long video here, but it's a one-off video. It's part of my how-to series that I'm starting, and that video I think dropped today that I'm recording this, so that's already out. Y'all should see the cloning video. So that's where that process is. It won't be on this video. Anyways, come down here. I've already pH'd the water to around 6.3 or 6.4, 6.5 is where it's at right now. And since it's been a week since we transplanted them, if y'all remember, we gave them the compost tea on the day we transplanted them. So today I'm going to give them some more molasses just to help keep the microbial life going strong and all that. This one might be dry. Alrighty, she was a little low, but we did manage to get a little bit of molasses on out of here, a good enough amount. I didn't really measure it out, but I imagine it's probably around a tablespoon. So with this 1/16 ounce cup, we're gonna come in and split it between these two. Then I'll come top them off with some regular water. And since these have been in here in a week, I'm fairly confident that they can handle the bottom watering now. So we're gonna start that. We come look at the canopy real quick. We got our ice cold bag seed plant over here, and she is looking amazing. I believe she's now over 2 feet wide in either direction, front, back, side to side. I'm hoping we get a pretty decent yield out of her. And the NF Sheesh bag seed, not doing too shabby over here either now. These tops that we were waiting on to recover are finally bouncing back. As you can see, all the spaces, we can now start individually training them instead of bending down the main branches for the most part. So we cruising here. All right, so I split one of these between them with the molasses. Then I think I came and did 2 or 3 each for the top. Then I did 1 full cup in the bottom, and they've actually already for the most part started to suck and drink that stuff up. The pots have, if we look down in there. But that's pretty much all we got going for today. Like I said, day 53 here. A little bit of training. We've been coming through pretty much every day and continuing to tuck these down. We are gonna have to do a good amount of height management with these plants, especially this one. So we're gonna really be aggressively, constantly tucking these through here. I'm probably gonna come through at some point and install a second trellis net. And we're gonna take these on out of here, get them straight on the tent floor. But we out for today. Yo, we back in here on another day. Today is day 55 of the grow. And I actually am thinking we gonna call this day 1 of flower. Basically, we did the full 8-week veg that we were planning on doing. Tomorrow, Thursday, will be day 56. Today, Wednesday, by the way. But yeah, the girls are getting pretty huge inside the tent. It's gonna be a struggle and a half to really keep them in the position and don't get them too close to the light, all that stuff. But since we are going on to flower, come on behind the tent. You're gonna have to mess with our little BN link automatic timer strip here. Alrighty, now we about to pH this water because they probably a little thirsty in there. I think it's been 2 days now since I've watered them, which is usually what I'm sticking with. I imagine sometime during flower, the root zone is gonna get so dense and they're gonna need so much water. We'll probably doing once a day, but for now, I'm doing once every other day. And what I use to now pH my water, instead of going out and getting some more pH bloom, the only thing I was kind of worried about with using this is if it does pick up micronutrients from this at small amounts. But I don't think it's really affecting the plants because I've been using it here and they're looking beautiful in there. But yeah, this Alaska Moor Bloom stuff is extremely acidic. So pretty much just a few drops of it, just like regular pH down. I think I got mine from General Hydroponics or something. It get our pH down there in range. Alrighty, we are back here now, 56 days from seed. This is what we're gonna be calling day 2 of flower. I start counting flower as soon as I change that cycle to 12-12. See the girls in here looking pretty nice. Something we could have done yesterday, but I didn't really have the time to do it. So we're gonna do it today. Is a good leaf stripping. It'll probably damn near be like a lollipopping, which lollipopping is just really cleaning up the plant, taking off a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not exactly sure how I want to go about my defoliation right now, but I know, much like all defoliation that we've been doing, one of the main goals is going to be to find stuff like this leaf. You can see kind of blocking a node right there and pulling them on off. All right, we're trying to make sure every single bud site has light, a good amount of light access. Alrighty, so other than stripping off leaves to show off bud sites to the light, all these low branches, stuff like this one right here, chances are this is not going to stretch up nearly high enough to give us good decent buds. So stuff like this, we might as well just chop off the plant now and let the good energy go towards our topper buds. What I'm thinking is anything that I don't think is going to hit this first net, or at least come real close to it after the stretch, first net here I might get rid of. Which the stretch phase, if you don't know, first 2 to 3 weeks of flower, the plants have a rapid amount of vegetative growth and stretch out and get all tall. I guess in nature, probably to help them catch pollen. So removing leaves to show off bud sites, taking off lower growth like this or something like this over here that's not going to hit the light anyways. And we'll come and take off all these bottom leaves. You can kind of see how some of them are already starting to die. They're not going to serve us any purpose either. So I'm going to come in here and start cleaning these up, and then I'll show y'all what it's looking like. So removing leaves to show off bud sites, taking off lower growth like this or something like this over here that's not going to hit the light anyways. And We'll come and take off all these bottom leaves. You can kind of see how some of them are already starting to die. They're not gonna serve us any purpose either. So I'm gonna come in here and start cleaning these up, and then I'll show y'all what it's looking like. Already, y'all can see them girls. You can see how much more bare they're looking, and that is a good thing. Come over here to this ice cold bag seed. That stem is a lot more exposed. It's looking real good in there. Decent amount of thickness to her. Come on from the top. Y'all can kind of see how much more thinned out the center is of the plant. All them bud sites exposed. Same thing now with our NF sheesh bag seed. It's looking real good in there. And yeah, this is about where we're gonna leave them for now. Of course, y'all can also see we bent everything over, still training them through the trellis. But yeah, we're gonna leave them here for now. And on day 21 of flower, we should have a lot more vegetation that has grown back, and we're gonna come in and do this again. But that is our week 8 of the grow here. We did what, 54 days of veg. Now here we are on day 2 of flower. If you enjoyed this video, do leave us a like. If you want to see more content like it, stay up to date what we're doing on the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Plenty of these long format style videos. I got how-to videos, whole bunch of stuff I'm gonna be doing. Other than that, another installment in Rello's Mellow Garden, and I'm out. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me.